Hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn interventional cardiology, today percutaneous coronary intervention or PCI. And after we've done it, we're going to do morning stitching. And if you participate in the morning stitching, that is at your own risk. And this is about diseases and the blood system and medical interventions and internal anatomy. And this is pretty obvious, not an information video or lecture video. We are pretty loosely just openly, freely learning. Percutaneous coronary intervention or PCI or coronary angioplasty. That is the use of angioplasty for the treatment of obstruction of coronary arteries as a result of coronary artery disease. Und Leute, wir haben 3D medical animation, still shot of percutaneous coronary intervention. I'm going to show it, yeah? I'm going to try to see what is showed here. Okay, what do we see? Well, one thing is hard. Medical animation still shot of percutaneous coronary intervention. I don't get it. What is the display? Okay, percutaneous coronary intervention. That is the use of angioplasty. That is why it's called coronary angioplasty. So it's called PCI or coronary angioplasty. Okay, and it's logically, if it is called coronary angioplasty, that it is the use of angioplasty for the treatment of obstruction of coronary arteries as a result of coronary artery disease. Now, the coronary arteries, it must be the arteries which are supporting the heart itself of blood. They are on the outside of the heart, I think. And coronary artery disease, that is, I think, when we're getting obstructed, so if they're closed, if they're getting closer and there are things setting onto them, so they're getting stuck, things get not stuck in them, there things are starting to be there, which shouldn't be there, and now the blood can't flow properly through them. But I'm not completely sure, we have to still find out the differences between obstruction and occlusion. Okay, PCI or coronary angioplasty is the angioplasty used to treat the obstruction of his coronary arteries if people have coronary artery disease, which is, as far as I know, that the arteries at the heart, they are also outside of the heart, which are delivering supplying the blood itself with the blood, get obstructed and they blood can't flow through them anymore because they are, let's just say, full of dirt. It's not dirt, it's possibly actually, because it's harder to get rid of it. A deflated balloon catheter is advanced into the obstructed artery and inflated to relieve the narrowing. Okay, a deflated. And in the next line we're having inflated. I'm not familiar with these two words. But it is a flat tire cord. So a flat means it is empty. And now deflated means there is nothing in the balloon, no air in it. Do we use air? Do we use just normal air from the air? Or do we actually take care of what is in there? Now the other thing with now we're going to talk also about injections with injections. They're taking care that no air is in the injection before it comes into the human body, because in the human body there can't be any air in, and especially not in the blood vessels. If there's just a little bit of air, that leads to the problem. As far as I know, this is all just brought publicly known, not informational lecture. We are just learning. Now it is important that there is no air in when things are injected. And over two things: what is in this balloon to inflate it, and even if it's normal air because the balloon is closed or whatever, what type of air is it there? Is there a specific type of air or not? And would it be an improvement if there would be a specific type of air? Or is there even a type of air which just diminishes it all? But maybe we're going to take attention in chemistry. We're just very broadly learning. Okay, a deflated balloon catheter. A balloon catheter, I'm going to say it is a balloon, I don't know the difference, is advanced into the obstructed artery and inflated to relieve a narrowing. We had here arteries are taken, the femoral artery and the radial artery, where it is put in through the pinhole surgery, as far as we understand so far. This is just part first of interventional cardiology. We had interventional cardiology in medicine, so that's we're having a little background. when it is deflated, pushed through up to the coronary arteries of the heart, when it is inflated and then pushed through the arteries so that we're getting open again. Certain devices such as coronary stents can be deployed to keep the blood vessel open. So, and after it had been opened with a balloon, when a stent is put in, just the pipe, so that not the walls of a normal blood vessel holding it open, but it would just close again or whatever, and we're putting our pipe in, and now our pipeline stays open and houses open. But that can get again dirty. These coronary stents can be deployed to keep a blood vessel open. Various other procedures can also be performed at the same time. Okay? Various other things can be done. After a heart attack, it can be restricted to the culprit vessel, the one whose obstruction or thrombosis is suspected of causing the event. After a heart attack, it can be restricted, the angioplasty, to the culprit vessel, the one whose obstruction or thrombosis is suspected of causing the event. Now, is culprit vessel now the blood vessel which is the most likely one which gets it, or is culprit vessel for the name for the blood vessel which had it? So, afterwards, named. It would be an interesting procedure to, or later to it, and give the blood vessel which was it a specific name. Maybe that is the one most likely to have it the next time. Or it could be the culprit blood vessel, a specific type of vessel, which is always the one who is the most likely one. Both thought paths, or I'm taking the word now. Both thought paths are interesting. Or complete revascularization. Complete revascularization is more efficacious. I don't know what the term efficacious means. And it's efficacious. No, I don't believe it. No, I know it even more. Not efficacious. In terms of major adverse cardiac events and all-cause mortality. Okay, complete revascularization is also possible. We will continue on the next part with PCI, coronary intervention. If you were just here for interventional cardiology, PCI, you can go directly to the next video. We will do another morning stretching. If you participate in the morning stretching, it's the table mask. We're doing forward shoulder circuits. Down, back, up, and then front, down. And go backwards, front, back, and down. And the last time. Now we're breathing in a little in the shoulder. And breathe out a little further. Again in the shoulder. And out and out. Again in the shoulder. And out and out. Now the other plug, breathe in at the outside. And retry attempting to take an upper hanging iron effort branch and to turn it a bit out and then turn it a bit out. And the last one. Now we're doing a shifter. Legs wide apart, arms up to a T, we're breathing in. And out we're going over to one side. Breathing in. And out into the middle. Breathing in. And out over to the other side. Breathing in. And out into the middle. Again in. And another round out over to one side. Again in. Out into the middle. Again in. Out. In. And out, we're leaning onto our knees, the buffalo fighting its hangover. We're breathing in. And out, we're bringing one shoulder in front. And again. Out the other shoulder in front. In. Out the shoulder in front. In. And out. In. And out, and we're hanging down. We're doing the Niagara Falls. We only have to come deeper down by breathing deep in through the nose into the chest. And by breathing out through the mouth. Again, in. And out over to the upper leg, the first leg. Breathe again in. And out and down over to the other leg. Breathe again in. And out into the middle. And we're doing the Santo Angelo. We're just closing the feet. And we're breathing again in. And out. And again in. And out. And in. And out, becoming slowly with the round back up. Making it the top of backwards. Shoulder drop. Yes, we're doing the garden pose now. We're also pointing to the outside, having an ulnar space between the heels. We're breathing in, lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out and we're sinking down. And we're placing the elbows against the inside of knees. Now we finish straighten up the back. And breathe out, and we're coming with the back up. Breathe in. And out again, down. Breathe in and straighten up the back. And out, we're coming with a long back up. Breathe again in. And out again, down. Breathe in, straight up the back. And out, we come with a crown of the head first up. One straight line. And out and down. And we're doing the seahorse pose. And have a good standing leg. And have a good standing leg. And place the heel of the mobile leg on top of the knee of the standing leg. Breathe again in. Do this only if you can do it without injuring yourself. And we're breathing out, we're going down. And now we're having time to learn that name. Percutaneous coronary intervention. Okay, coronary intervention, that is not a problem. Coronary intervention. Percutaneous. What syllables are this? Percutaneous. Does it make any way sense? Where does the word come from? It's not something like acute. Aneus. It could mean something we had the word which sounded similar. And we're going over to the other side. It would be a bit interesting where it comes from. Percutaneous coronary intervention. Percutaneous. Percutaneous. Percutaneous coronary intervention. I still can't do it. I mean, and I don't know how it's pronounced. Percutaneous. Percutaneous. And going up again. Percutaneous coronary intervention. Percutaneous coronary intervention. Yeah, we're doing the last exercise. Legs wide apart and we're breathing in. And out. Throw the shoulder blades together. Okay, in. And out. And again in. Out. Again in. Out. Breathe in and close the legs. And out. That was the morning stretching. I thank you very much, and have the next time.